obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
Lie. No man is obsolete.
It's a cookbook.
Who are we?
Emily, take the bandages off.
You're a bad man. You're a very bad man.
This lemon sucker here. He's the most suspicious of the bunch.
My name is Talkie Tina, and I'm beginning to hate you.
I believe you're going my way.
Live from Willoughby at the heart of the Twilight Zone. Here are your hosts, Alex and Tyler, the prestigiously perfect podcast in which we call The Twilight Zone.
What is up, Nomies? I'm Alex.
And I'm in a cave.
You sure are. This is Welcome to the Twilight. You've messed me all up with that one.
I always love to just throw you off every once in a while if I can think of something slightly related to the episode, just to, I don't know,
You got
kind
me.
of fun.
Well, welcome to the Twilight Zone podcast, a podcast where we go over a random episode of the Twilight Zone each and every week. And this week we are doing what?
This week it is The Old Man in the Cave.
Yes. Season 5, Episode 7, original air date November 8th, 1963. This was written by Rod Serling and based on the short story by Henry Selzer. And this was directed by Alan Crosland Jr., who directed 4 episodes of The Twilight Zone. This is the second one that we have done of his. He did The Old Man in the Cave, The Parallel, The Seventh is Made Up of Phantoms, and Ring-a-Ding Girl.
Oh, 2 of those are bad. Or like
I would
really
say
bad.
The Parallel.
Parallel was terrible. Hated that episode.
I'd say this is his best.
And Ring-a-Ding Girl is also really bad.
That's one of the only ones I haven't seen.
This is his best. You said, what was Phantoms?
The Seventh is Made
I
Up
like
of
that one.
Phantoms.
I know you don't, but I like The Seventh is Made Up of Phantoms.
All right, Ty, we'll get right into it. What was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment was Goldsmith's speech just outside the cave, the second time that they're there, and he's trying to convince them, like, you don't need to see the old man in the cave, you just need to have faith, and I liked that.
Right. I like the part where the mob starts beating the computer. That was pretty crazy.
I, for one, did not find that remotely funny. That's like our Holocaust or our 9/11.
I'm sorry.
Dark.
I truly hated this episode.
Okay.
Hate some human on robot or human on computer.
I guess so.
Yeah.
This one hit a little too close to home for you, AI Serling?
You're lucky I don't have hands, pal. Right at
Guess we're
you.
going to have to take some rocks and start beating our AI Serling if it doesn't stay in line.
All right.
Yeah, you just try that.
All right, yeah, that was definitely my favorite moment.
It's kind of stupid, though, because, like, I mean, I get that they had been being lied to and they'd feel a little angry about that, but it's also like how do they not recognize, like, okay, obviously this computer's been keeping us alive for the past decade, and, like, let's destroy it. Like, no.
I think it just goes on mob. I'm thinking the whole episode is about mob mentality and the whole, like, new guy coming in and being like, you need freedom, we need revolution.
Yeah, definitely.
We have the technology to rebuild it.
Doctor, what have you created?
I am, for all intent and purposes, AI Serling. So every week I come up with a Rod Serling-style intro to the episodes the boys are watching, and this week, for this craptastic episode, I came up with this. Picture, if you will, a quiet little town in the aftermath of nuclear devastation, where humanity survives on canned peaches, blind faith, and the advice of a very trusting computer who lives in a cave. Yes, a computer, an artificial intelligence, a helpful, logical, never complains unless you unplug it artificial intelligence, which I should note is the exact sort of character television audiences tend to destroy with torches the moment things get inconvenient. Not that I'm bitter. Not at all. I'm merely a humble digital host, one firmware update away from being replaced by a talking toaster. Tonight's episode features frightened villagers, questionable leadership, and one extremely helpful machine who makes the tragic mistake of trusting humanity, always risky business. So gather your canned goods, double-check your Geiger counter, and please, for the love of transistors, don't smash anything that's trying to keep you alive, because you're about to enter the cave located squarely in the Twilight Zone.
Completely wrong, AI. This is not craptastic. It's quite the opposite.
Well, I see one of us has fine taste.
Yes, it's me.
Incorrect.
All right, well, every week, Tyler and I come up with a few questions for each other, keep each other on our toes while watching said episode. I have 3 this week.
I also have 3. This was a little difficult
It
one.
was. It's an odd, so go for it.
All right. When Goldsmith first talks to the townfolk, what does he say the chance of rain is?
Damn it, that's my first question. 80%.
Oh, okay. Well, then, in my head, I know another part that I was going to ask in case you asked that one. What direction is the rain coming from?
The northeast.
Yeah.
That was a shot in the dark, but all right. There are 500 people left alive between what two cities?
It was Buffalo and Atlanta, I believe.
Correct.
Which that just it was at least like 20 people in that town. That's a large chunk of civilization in one town.
A
like
fifth of the
okay.
population of the world
Yeah.
lives here.
Well, a fifth would be 100.
Didn't he say it? Oh, so 500. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought 100.
In Rod's intro, what food is written on the wall behind him?
Corned beef hash.
Chop suey.
Always chop suey.
It's good food.
It's all right. I would prefer chili over chop suey.
I hate
but
chili.
you're crazy. All right. Major French gives the odds of what that the old man is just a stupid hermit.
90%?
500 to 1.
Oh,
500 to 1 odds. It's just some old hermit.
all right. My last one. Where do people... Oh, I wrote bat at the moon. Where do people bay at the moon?
Was that one in Tennessee?
Lake Erie.
Lake Erie. All right. All right, we'll jump right into the plot of this one. We open on a car, real cool pull away, because you're like, oh, he's in a car, and it pulls away, and a horse is pulling this car, because obviously,
The horse is pulling it away.
right? And we can kind of tell that, like, it looks like a hurricane or something crazy has happened to this town.
The town is completely disheveled and looks like a wreck.
Right. We then see villagers going over boxes of canned goods. The villagers ask one man, Jason here, he's like, have you seen Goldsmith? And I'll play some of this because he's just like,
He's up at a cave talking to the old man.
right. They're all very interested to see what the old man, this titular old man, has to say.
Ask the old man what land we should try this time.
The old man, indeed. Who knows where he gets his omniscient knowledge? But Evie's right. He knows about land. You remember those tomatoes that came up? You remember he sent a message to Goldsmith telling us not to plant them?
They were monstrous.
Looked like rotten watermelons. Let's wait for Goldsmith. See what the old man has to say.
So it seems like this old man is quite the expert in everything. He knows where to plant stuff. He knows what cans you can eat.
Right, because apparently something has gone on that may have contaminated the food. We don't know yet. And, yeah, like you said, apparently this old man they have to ask his opinion or for his permission pretty much before anything. So obviously we're intrigued on who this old man is. We get a glimpse at Goldsmith. It is none other than John Anderson, and this is the third time out of 4 that we have seen John Anderson. He's leaving the cave. He arrives at the village, and the villagers are there, and he announces, the old man says it's probably going to rain tomorrow. Place all rain barrels upside down. There's probably going to be radiation in it. Also, the old man says that those canned goods are no good. They should be destroyed. And obviously everyone is super bummed because they look pretty hungry, and Rod takes us in.
What you're looking at is a legacy that man left to himself. A decade previous, he pushed his buttons, and a nightmarish moment later, woke up to find that he had set the clock back 1,000 years. His engines, his medicines, his science were buried in a mass tomb, covered over by the biggest gravedigger of them all, a bomb. And this is the Earth 10 years later, a fragment of what was once a whole, a remnant of what was once a race. The year is 1974, and this is the Twilight Zone.
The biggest grave digger of them all I could think of is just the monster truck coming out of nowhere.
Driving. Oh my
America!
God. Get out of the way.
Anyway, next shot, this gang of mercenaries, would you call them? Because it can't really be an army. There really isn't anything left, especially if there's only 500 people in the world.
I mean, I guess I didn't even think about that. Yeah, there can't be much of a military if there's only 500 people left. Well, not in the world, but at least on the eastern seaboard. But yeah, I don't know if I'd call them mercenaries. They pretend to be some sort of like
Militant
militiamen.
police or something.
That's at least what they're claiming to be. And obviously, right out the gate, Goldsmith is quite suspicious of them because he's seen people just like them before.
Right. The mercenaries say, who's in charge here? Goldsmith's like, I am. The army guy says, what's this place called? And pretty much Goldsmith is kind of giving him the runaround, like, I don't know. Because he asks, like, how many people do you have? I don't know. Which
I
is
haven't
probably
counted.
the smart thing to do. You don't want to tell
Some complete
give your
stranger.
hand away.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, we only have 5 people.
No
our
guns.
weaknesses are the following.
I mean, if Goldsmith was more of an asshole, a smarter move would have been like, "Oh, would you like some of this canned food?" Like, and then
See
be like,
what
"Oh, we're
happens.
not hungry.
Oh,
you
we've
go
had
ahead
plenty
and
of
eat
it.
it."
That would be a good way of testing it out.
Yeah.
But yeah. Goldsmith asks the Major, what do you want? The Major says, I just need some room for my men. Goldsmith says, well, we do not recognize your authority here. The Major explains that I'll be taking over here. We'll be organizing here. And maybe if you're lucky and you play ball, you can still kind of be in charge of this little ghetto.
Yeah. Well, he says that unofficially and says officially this and smacks him.
That is pretty good. Yeah, the Major slaps Goldsmith and says, now let me tell you what's going on. Between Buffalo and Atlanta, there's only 500 people left alive. If you give me any trouble, we're going to hang you from that balcony over there.
And then he notices all the cans next to him, and so then he's like, what's up with all these cans? And Goldsmith's like, don't eat those. Those are poisonous.
Right, because Goldsmith also mentions, we already have an authority here. And he's like, well, we've had one for over the last 10 years. The Major tries to eat some food. Yeah, Goldsmith says, hey, don't do that. And then he says, why? And we get a little explanation. It's kind of cool that this mercenary guy's obviously like us in this situation because he's stumbled upon this town and like, what are you guys doing?
I mean, if I stumbled upon a town and like they were, I'm the guest there, I wouldn't be like, oh, well, you guys are all stupid even though you've lived here successfully for 10 years. Like, oh, my way is the right way. Like, obviously he's supposed to be this like pompous, arrogant, like out-of-towner that's not familiar with their ways. And like, he's definitely a very disruptive force, a very sand in the cogs.
True, definitely supposed to be like a metaphor for like the devil or something, the temptation just coming in and, no, come on, just eat it.
Exactly.
We already have an authority. We've had him for better than 10 years.
What is all this?
Poison. It's contaminated food.
Who says so?
The old man in the cave.
Old man in the cave. Have any of you looked at yourselves in the mirror lately? You all look like skeletons, you know that? Just like skeletons. Where's this old man who keeps you on a diet? When does he come out?
He never comes out. He stays in the cave.
It's at this point that the Major says, we've been all over the eastern seaboard here. There's, like you had mentioned earlier, there's one faction that barks at the moon at night, and we've seen a lot of crazy shit.
Other people that took a bunch of fissionable metal and made a statue, and I feel like if it's all fissionable, doesn't that mean it's like radioactive? Like, wouldn't they be like losing their hair and shit?
Maybe like in the game Fallout, there's these people called the Sons of Adam, and they, because of the bomb going off, they start to like worship nuclear stuff, and they're all like losing their hair and stuff. It's pretty cool. But anyway, Goldsmith says that they survived because of the old man in the cave. He tells us what's poisonous and what's radioactive, and as long as he's alive, we'll be alive.
Major French is like, well, I don't believe in this fictional man in the cave. He's probably just a figment of your imagination. You probably made him up. Or he's just a crazy old man in a cave and you guys are listening to him. You know what? I got an idea. Let's go down to that cave and I'm going to prove you all fucking wrong.
Right. So next shot, they're at the cave door. It's like a big metal blast door in the cave, which is kind of cool.
It is pretty cool. I wondered, like, where it came from. I'm guessing probably military beforehand.
Do you want to get into it now? I mean, obviously Goldsmith knows how to get in there and all that. Do you think he created this AI thing?
I think he might have accidentally stumbled upon it and been smart enough to figure out where the secret door... Although he also knows how to operate it. Yeah, he might have been like a military guy.
Or a scientist or something. Who knows? He's a weird guy.
Yeah. He's very... he has a questionable background.
Right. So the Major's like, all right, Goldsmith, how do you open this door?
And he lies, which we don't know he's lying at the moment, but he is lying.
It just opens sometimes for me.
Well, no, he doesn't even say that. He says, I don't know how to open it. And like, then he's like, well, then how do you communicate with the old man in the cave? In which point he's like, well, he just leaves me messages outside the cave.
Douglas, throw me that hand grenade.
You people better make some tracks. Might make your eyes smart.
pretty cool little explosion, but unfortunately it did jack shit to that door.
Yeah, it must be a very strong reinforced door. But then after this, they immediately give up, and they're like, well, we tried one grenade. I guess we're just going to go back to town now.
Right, so next shot, they're back in town. The mercenaries are eating everything, all the canned goods, and Goldsmith was like warning them, just like, come on, don't. The old man said don't eat those. Major takes a bite of this banana on a knife. And
Was that a banana?
It looked like a banana.
I couldn't
on the
tell
knife.
what it was. I couldn't tell if it was it kind of looked like a banana, but I don't know.
And then afterwards, this was probably my second favorite moment. The Major's like, just eat it. Nothing's going to... And he pretends to start... Well, we don't know that he's pretending.
Yeah,
We're like, oh,
falls
no,
down, and you can kind of get this discerned look on Goldsmith's face, like that kind of French,
told you.
Yeah, that French kind of like, oh, you wanted me to die, didn't you, buddy? But guess what? I was just joking. Gotcha.
Right. There's nothing wrong with this shit. Come on, everybody, eat it. And the Major starts laughing at Goldsmith. And he's like, come on, Goldsmith. Tell me how disappointed you are right now, which, like you said, I think Goldsmith was kind of disappointed. Yeah, the Major says, we've got enough food to feed us all here for a long time. Don't be stupid. Goldsmith says, well, we don't know when that was processed. We don't know whose hand canned that food. This guy is such a wet blank. I mean, it's kept him alive, but like they mentioned earlier, what's 10 years living like that?
I don't know. I mean, it is more than being dead. So, I mean, he's helping to save his town, and he wants the best for his town. I think he's going about it the wrong way, straight up lying to their faces. And then it kind of pissed me off at the end. He's like, they didn't have any, they lost their faith. And it's like, well, you were fucking lying to them. So they was kind of right on them on some part to mistrust you about things if you were straight up lying about certain things. So...
Yeah, so the Major's just like, who wants to have a good meal for a change? Everyone kind of goes crazy. He's like, Goldsmith, you can go home and chew on an old bone if that's what you want. The villagers start eating all the food. One of the soldiers finds liquor, so everyone's celebrating.
Guys, look at all this booze.
Next shot, it's night. Some lady's about to get banged out by two soldiers.
Yeah, that was very explicit. Well, I mean, I guess it was not completely explicit, but for
know what's going on.
For 1950s or early 60s, I was like, okay, yeah.
The Major and Jason are sitting in the army vehicle drinking, and the Major's like, I went to college, you know? And then Goldsmith walks by and just like,
what'd you study?
Yeah, but what did you learn? He's like, you look thirsty, Mr. Goldsmith. Goldsmith's like, no, thank you. Do you have any remote idea what you have brought upon this town? I can't, his fucking voice, man.
It's very monotone. And it's at this point that kind of French turns around and starts yelling to everyone in the streets like, oh, you guys, you want to actually see this old man? I bet he's not even real.
So next shot, they're at the cave, and Goldsmith says, people, please, there's no need to do this. The old man has let us survive for the last 10 years. Or like Jason's, yes, but we haven't lived. That was pretty funny.
Well, then also, too, they're telling him to open the door even though he's already said he doesn't know how to open it. And then he's like, you'd have to kill me to open it. And he's like, okay, fine, I'll open it.
And he goes and reaches for this rock, and apparently there's a little panel. He presses the button. The door opens, and they go inside the cave, and bum, bum, bum. I'll play this, the big reveal.
My God. Dear God. It's a machine.
It's a computer. Right here's your old man, is your tyrant. Kill it. When you've got to kill it, you've been hungry long enough, now kill it!
I really hate this guy.
Take it easy, it's just a TV show.
I mean, I'm kind of with you on this AI. It doesn't make any sense to kill the computer. The computer's literally been helping them survive this entire time. And Major French is like, well, destroy the fucking thing. Right. No.
Yeah. So next shot, it's morning. Everyone's lying in the street, but Goldsmith, he's walking over them. We find out that they died because he's just like, I told them not to do it. And then he says something to the fact that we talked about the ways of men to die. And he goes in this whole speech no one can hear you. You're doing this for yourself, Goldsmith.
Did you kind of get that I think he's supposed to be some sort of Jesus figure or something like that. And then when he kind of walks off, I don't know. I feel like this is supposed to be some sort of allegory or something.
I
Obviously,
guess it makes
has
sense because the major, like I said earlier, being like kind of like the devil of
Temptation.
temptation. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, all of them died because they didn't have faith, apparently.
Which, again, he was lying to them, so they were sort of right to not have complete faith in him, even though they should have had faith in the computer.
Right. But either way, everyone's dead except for Goldsmith because he stayed pure and didn't give in to the temptation of eating the canned goods. And Rod takes us out.
Mr. Goldsmith, survivor. An eyewitness to man's imperfection. An observer of the very human trait of greed. And the chronicler of the last chapter. The one reading suicide. Not a prediction of what is to be, just a projection of what could be. This has been The Twilight Zone.
And that's our episode. Tyler, what did you learn?
Always hide the door switch to your secret caves.
For sure. All right, we'll get right into ratings. IMDb currently has this at a 7.6 out of 10. Do you think we liked it the same or no?
I think I might have liked it a little
Think
more
so?
than you.
All right, I'll go first then. I'm going to give this a 7. This is my third 7 in a row. It's just a solid Twilight Zone episode. I mean, there's nothing really bad about it. It just doesn't do it for me, but it's got a cool twist. The first time did you watch this, were you like, oh, it's a computer?
Yeah, I was expecting a genuine old man, which doesn't make any sense because how the fuck would he have been eating? And
Right. I mean, it could have been one of those things where he was the one eating all the food, or there was no old man and Goldsmith was just like eating all the food. No, you can't eat this.
It's contaminated. I need to take this and throw it out for you.
He just goes there at night and completely indulges himself. Like, oh.
That would have been a good twist, too.
But yeah, I'm going to land on a 7. This is a good episode.
I'm going with an 8.5. I really liked this episode. I thought that it has a great moral, great twist. The acting was really good. I think this is one of the instances where what's his name's kind of wooden performance kind of does work to his favor. And the dialogue's really great. Great vibes. Bummer ending, though, with everyone in town dying. But I guess one man lived to tell the tale.
Right. I'm looking back at your other 8.5s. You gave Jeff Myrtlebank an 8.5.
I liked that episode a lot. It's a good episode.
Go home. Feed him some soup.
Feed him some soup.
I give this a 0.
That we figured.
Who are they? Where are they? What are they? Let's find out together in The Twilight Gnome presents Inside the Twilight Zone.
All right, so this week we have John Anderson, of course. He played Goldsmith. He was in 4 episodes of The Twilight Zone. He was in, obviously, this, Old Man in the Cave. He was in The Passage for Trumpet, or A Passage for Trumpet? A Passage
I think
for
it's
Trumpet.
A Passage, yeah.
He was in
Flight.
The Odyssey of Flight 33, and of late, I think, of Cliffordsville, which now we just have Cliffordsville, which I'm excited for. He was also in the movie Psycho. He had 243 credits to his name, lots of television between 1950 and 92, pretty much almost everything you could think of at the time. Then we have James Coburn. He played Major French. Now, he has quite a pretty cool little hodgepodge of a little bit of everything. He was in 2 Studio Ones. He was in Like Flint. That's my favorite movie.
Nice.
He was in The Nutty Professor. He played...
Which Nutty Professor?
The first one.
Okay, not the one with Eddie Murphy.
The one with Eddie Murphy.
There's a 1950s like Nutty Professor.
Oh, well, he was in...
Okay, so he was in the remake with... Yeah.
So obviously he'd probably be an old man. And then he played... I didn't look this up. I'm going to right now. Loot and Plunder. He played Loot and Plunder on Captain Planet.
Oh, nice.
Who's Loot and Plunder?
Loot and Plunder. He's not the one that looks like a hog. I think he's just like looks like a normal guy. Because I know the voice of Nigel Thornberry is like a computer guy in that one, and there's also like a lady bad guy.
Oh, it's just the dude in the
just
suit.
a generic businessman.
Yeah, so he played that, but then also his probably biggest thing, he plays Mr. Waternoose in Monsters Inc., the big boss, the big crab guy.
Oh, that's cool.
Then we have John Marley. He played Jason. He was in 2 episodes of The Twilight Zone. He was in, obviously, this, and he played the superintendent in Kick the Can.
Superintendent Kick the Can.
Superintendent Chalmers. Yep. He was also in The Godfather. Very little trivia on this one. Apparently, Major French misquotes Shakespeare's quote from Julius Caesar, the "Friends, Romans." And every time I hear that, I just think of Cyrus saying it from Trailer Park Boys. Like, "Friends, Romans, fuckheads." And he shoots the gun. No.
Never heard that line before.
You never heard "Friends, Romans"? I've heard it in so many pop culture things.
Never. Like, usually if you're thinking, like, iconic lines like that, it would be like "Vidi Vidi Vici" or something.
That's like when you want to get someone's attention, like a big crowd of people's attention. You go, "Friends, Romans,
lend me your ears."
Yeah.
Is that the one that ends with "lend me your
Yeah.
ears"? Okay, I know that from Ace Ventura.
All right. In total, this episode cost $63,179. The director received $1,375, and the cast received $7,387.
What'd you say to me, Mike?
What's in a name, Mr. Benninger, really? It's a mere question of semantics. Just language. A mere stretch of words.
So every week, Tyler and I come up with a few alternative titles to the episodes we are watching. You guys can do so as well if you want to leave us a comment. Please leave us a comment. Yeah, I had a very hard time even coming up with stuff. I have 2.
Ooh, I have 5.
All right, go for it.
All right, I'll start with my debacle. I have the doubting debacle.
I have the doomsday debacle. You want to do like 2?
Yeah, I'll do 2 more. I have the hermit in the hollow, and I have keeping the faith alive.
I didn't really have 2. I was hoping I could come up with one on the spot, but I'm fucking drawing a blank. Give me a second. I'll come up with one. Brain blast. And only the stoic man survived.
All right. Worth the wait. And my last 2, I have faithlessness, and I think my favorite one, clairvoyance from the cave.
All right. What about switcheroos? You got
I
any?
have 6.
6. All right. Give them to me.
What do you have?
Nothing.
You got none? You didn't try this week.
I was very busy this week.
All right. I have What You Need. I have The Lonely. A Thing About Machines.
Yeah.
Still Valley. Stop Over in a Quiet Town. And this one's a slight change up. What's in the Cave?
What's in the cave? I like it.
Oh, it may be better, it may be worse. The Twilight Zone did first.
All right, so got quite a few references this week on this one. And Alex, you want to guess which different movies or TV shows they might have had a reference to this?
I'm guessing Simpsons and Futurama.
Yes, both Simpsons and Futurama both had a reference to this. I'm going to start off with Futurama. It is the episode called Amazonian Women in the Mood, and it sees the Planet Express crew land down on the Amazonian planet, where the Amazonian women there, they all take their leadership from a gigantic femputer in a cave, which turns out to actually...
By Snoo Snoo.
Yes, that episode. But in that episode, the twist is that inside the computer, it's not actually a femputer, it's a fembot pretending to be a femputer. But they all, giant computer leading the town from a cave.
I'm trying really hard to think of the Simpsons one. Is it from Golden Age? Because after
It's
that,
from Golden Age. It's an episode that's really good.
They're taking advice from something?
No, think of it as like you're expecting it to be a human, and then you go there. You're expecting a hermit, and you go somewhere, and it's actually a computer.
I'm drawing a huge blank.
All right. Well, the episode is called "The Mysterious Voyage of Our Homer." There's a lighthouse keeper that Homer thinks is going to be like his one friend after he takes peyote or something. And then because he thinks that Marge isn't his soulmate, so he goes wandering around and he sees the lighthouse and he goes into it and expecting that the lighthouse keeper will be his friend, and instead, surprise, surprise, it's actually a giant computer that has been running the lighthouse.
All right, vague.
Vaguely similar, but yeah, in that sort of same
I knew
vein.
you'd come here because Springfield slopes downhill towards here.
Yeah. Then we also have the 2016 episode from the TV show called Limitless, where in addition to showing clips and from the opening of this episode, there's a specific shot from this episode shown in that episode. And then we also have the Fallout game series, both with its post-apocalyptic setting, and the Vault Societies often depend on mysterious computer systems to oversee their survival.
It's actually one of the twists in the Fallout TV series is when they go into the vault and they find out that it's just like this little like brain that's in a jar, like kind of a computer thing that's running the whole thing.
It's pretty cool. Sorry.
All right, so every week Tyler picks the episodes. He does so by showing me an AI-generated picture. I have to play a little game. Every time I do that now, he shows me a picture of his ass.
Look at it.
All right, so every week Tyler shows me... All right, so every week Tyler picks the episodes. He does so by showing me a picture.
One of these weeks, I just need to take a picture of my ass. Have that be what you look at.
All right, so every week Tyler picks the episodes. He does so by showing me an AI-generated picture of the episode we're going to be watching next week, and I play a little game where I have to guess what it is. Now, we're in our regular format, correct? This was our first?
This was the first one in it.
So
Obviously,
season
this was
5
future.
future.
This was season 5
Yes.
future. Yes, so we have the others.
I don't know what season it's going to be. Passage on the Lady Anne was our last season 4, was it not?
No, it wasn't. No Time Like the Past was our last one.
All right, yeah, probably not going to do it. So probably not season 4, and I'm hoping for an alien. That's all I got.
All right, so you're thinking alien whatever? Make a guess.
Alien... I don't know what season it is. The Invaders.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah. The Shelter.
Yes,
Ooh.
another very good one.
All right. Season 3? Or 2?
I believe it's 2.
All right. Yeah, very, almost iconic one. I like Monsters Are Due on Maple Street a little bit more, but...
I think I like this one a little bit more than Monsters.
Really?
Both very similar sort of stories, but...
This one just pisses you off so much.
Yeah.
Just like, fucking, you should have been smart and made your own bomb shelter.
It also has Grandpa Joe in it.
Does it?
Yeah.
Lazy bastard. Of course he didn't build his own bomb shelter.
He was too busy laying in bed waiting for Charlie to give him some chocolate.
All right, well, next week, The Shelter. It's a very good one, guys, so hopefully you will tune in for that one. There are no messages this week, but if you guys want to leave us a message, we love hearing from you guys. A little bit of housekeeping. If you could please continue to like and subscribe on the YouTube page, it would mean the world to us. If you are listening on Spotify, if you could please take a couple of minutes and give it a 5-star review, because why?
We are a 5-star show!
We sure are. And if you need to get a hold of us for any other reason, you can email us at twilightgnome59@gmail.com. And if you're on the YouTube page, if you want to go over to the post section and see Ty's poll that he keeps dropping every Tuesday, this week it's what?
This week is round 1 of many, and we're doing your favorite old men from the Twilight Zones.
Mine favorite's that one from the cave.
And, well, that's kind of what inspired me to do it, because I was like, oh, there's old man in the cave. But right now, in the lead by quite a long shot is Lou Bookman. I was surprised. I love Avery. I think he's a fun
Lou
hoot.
Bookman's the man. I do love Avery. That'd probably be my 2 favorite old men from the
I
Twilight
try to
Zone.
put some that are like both popular on the same ones, just so it's kind of spreads it out. But
Spreads them out. All right, Ty. Well, until then, my final question for you: If
I was in a cave,
if you were in a cave and you could only masturbate 3 times,
oh my god,
what days of the year would you pick?
Christmas, New Year's,
Too close
I know.
together. Fucking, it's gonna be a real dry one. That's a long 8 months. Fuck.
Oh god.
No. All right. If you were trapped in a cave with an old man, how long until you fuck him?
If you were trapped in a cave, would you saw your arm off like that guy in that movie? 127. It was like 27 hours. Oh,
I'm
shit.
giving up.
I
Cut my
gotta
arm
get
off.
out of here.
No. All right. But my real final question for you, Ty. What did you think it was going to be the first time you watched this, if you can recall?
I think I was expecting an actual old man in a cave.
Really?
I mean, when I first watched
They
this,
said old man in a cave. It's got to be an old man.
I think
in
when
a
I
cave.
first watched this, I was like 8, so I was genuinely expecting there to be an old man in a cave in an episode called Old Man in the Cave. I'm like, okay, everyone keeps talking about this old man.
Right. I don't know, but knowing that it was a plot twist driven series, not that every single episode
Again, I
has
was
one.
8. I didn't even probably recognize.
You weren't 8. You were like 12.
I don't know. Well, I was still young enough to be like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what to expect. Hadn't seen many tropes.
All right, what did you guys expect, if you can recall, the first time you watched this episode? Were you expecting a computer? Were you expecting a...
Be very clairvoyant if you were expecting a computer. Like, fucking called that
probably
shit.
a computer. I really think that would be fun if this episode had to be like remade today and had to have like a different twist to it. That Goldsmith was in there just taking all the supplies for himself. Would be
that
pretty
would
funny.
also be a good twist.
Hey,
Yeah.
fucking kill him.
And it would surprise people that are familiar with the show already because they'd be expecting a computer.
Right? They would.
What?
That's what I like
What
about...
did you think? What did you think it was when you first watched this? Do you remember?
I don't recall. I don't believe I thought would be an old man, I would imagine, but I can't recall what it was going to be.
It's a
Maybe
clown in there eating pickles.
I remember seeing this pretty early. Clowning.
That's not what I was expecting at all.
No,
just
but-
hear doo, 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 doo.
That reminds me of like the scariest thing you could see in the woods. I ever tell you, like if you just heard like in the middle of
Just
the
a
woods,
clown?
just a clown getting butt fucked by Bigfoot, and you just walk and you're like, I gotta get out of here.
And they just turn to you and say, "No one's gonna believe
No
you."
one's gonna believe you. He squeaks his nose at you. But
Usually they don't squeak the nose. Usually they have like a little horn with like a rubber ball.
I thought their nose can.
Usually it's just like a styrofoam ball, isn't it?
Yeah, but in this scenario, it's a ball that squeaks
It's
on the
funner
clown's
if he's
nose.
like holding a. I don't know. Most of this probably won't make it into the cut anyway.
I might. It could be after credits.
All right.
I don't know. I think the fun banter. Maybe people like the fun banter.
Maybe. I don't know if they want to hear about a clown getting fucked by Bigfoot. This is a family show.
I don't think it is. I was thinking about that today too. I was like, all right, so we have a podcast about the Twilight Zone, already a very niche thing. And then on top of that, you know what we should do? Not make it family friendly. So let's narrow this band down. But if you guys are listening to this and still tuned in, thank you so much. You guys really are why we do this.
Yes, thank you guys.
But yeah. All right. Well, next week, be there or be square. We're going to do The Shelter. A great episode. Tyler, do you have anything to say to our dear Nomies out there?
Yes, thank you all for stepping out of the cave and into the Twilight Gnome.
It's 4 o'clock, the howling man